welcome back to the Retail Genius YouTube channel. I am super excited and we have so much to discuss, y'all. We have so much to talk about. I'm giving you guys all the tea on how to get started in the beauty supply industry. And also, guys, just to let you guys know, the questions is not just for people who want to get started, even though that's most of my content. I work with a lot of store owners on helping them scale and grow their beauty supply store. So if you have a store and you are looking for ways to grow your store to increase sales, like that's my jam right there. How to increase your sales without adding any additional inventory to your product mix, without having to spend a dime. How to increase like brick and mortar sales. That is actually how I got started on YouTube. My first YouTube video was about how to scale your brick and mortar business. That was my very first YouTube video. Because at that time, when I made my first YouTube video, I was probably like 5 years in business in New York City. So that's like not an easy thing. So yeah, so back to what I'm saying. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with some of my most popular questions. One question for store owners that I get often is, how do I price competitively without killing my margins? And what I tell people all the time is like, we are not in competition with Target and big box retailers where they are slashing their prices. They doing 50% off. They doing buy one, get one, right? Because when you start pricing wars, you're going to devalue your store and you're going to position your store as a discount store. And you don't want to position your store as a discount anything, because then people start to only shop with you when you have discounts, if they know that's something that you do. They're going to wait for the sale, they're going to wait for the discounts, and you're not going to have regular customers. Okay, so you have to understand how to give out real value in your store. This is exactly what I did in my store effortlessly, because we were just naturally into it, right? Real value means people are coming to your store outside of just buying the product. They're coming there for experience. They know that they're going to have a conversation, a really good conversation, because people can buy products anywhere these days. But why am I going to travel past 4 beauty supply stores, past 4 Walmarts, past 4 Targets to come to your beauty supply store? It's because you're going to give me more than just products. And that experience is something that cannot be replaced, y'all. That experience cannot be replaced. That conversation, when you think about your shopping experience these days, right? How many times can you have a real conversation in a beauty supply store? Like, I'm going to walk into the beauty supply store and I know they're going to be able to answer my question. I just know they already know. Like, that's not common, guys. You have to make it common, and you have to be known for that. And you have to think outside the box. Like, when I tell you guys, like 15 years ago, we were just doing things that was outside of the box. We were doing things outside the box. We had Curls and Cocoa. That was an event. You know, I'm always talking about events. We had so many events that was centered in conversation, that was centered in community, right? Collaborations. These are free things that you can do in your community that does not require any money. So we did collaborations with hairstylists. One of my good friends, Chanel, the hairstylist, is on here. She's very popular in New York hairstylist. She had a salon like down the block from my beauty supply store, and we always did events. We was always partnering up. We was always doing events. That is one of the easiest ways to get more foot traffic in your store without spending money on marketing. Also, making sure that you do events around your VIP customers. I call them VIP customers, right? The people in your store that's spending the most money. If you take a look at your point of sale system, which everyone should have one. If you don't, you need to get one. You got to take a look at your point of sale system, and you have to be really obsessed with the people that spend the most money with you. And the people that spend the most money with you are the ones who are also going to market your business like it's their own, right? So bringing a friend for free. You know, if you bring a friend, you get a discount. Those types of things, right? Getting 10% off when you bring a friend. That by itself increases foot traffic in your store. Increasing foot traffic in your store increases sales if you have a good sales team. Having a good sales team is a whole nother conversation, but having a good sales team is very, very important. Having a good sales team is very, 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 very important. Okay. Another question is, what is the right inventory to carry when you are opening your store? Now, this may be less than what you think, because a lot of stores are sitting on what we call dead stock, and that dead stock is eating up your cash, right? So I have a formula. I coined this formula. It's a retail genius formula. I'm gonna give it to you on here for free. But I have a 90-day inventory rule, right? Every 90 days, you should be going through your inventory. That's on most things. There's gonna be some items that it may be 6 months. And there's gonna be some items that you go through monthly because they just move that fast. But on average, we have a report that you can print out on your POS system. And you want to make sure that when you're running that 90-day report, right, that you don't have a lot of inventory on there that's not being moved. If it's something that should be moving and it's not, it gets bundled or it gets discounted or cut completely so that you can free up cash for what is actually selling in your beauty supply store. That right there is going to set somebody free. That 90-day rule, because some of y'all don't understand how inventory should work. And I'm telling you right now, it's a 90-day turnaround for inventory in beauty supply on average, right? So we got questions on vendors. The way you understand vendors and get vendors and have conversation with vendors is being a part of some type of network, being a part of some type of community. That's how you know who the see. When I was starting 15 years ago, there was no community, there was no online stuff like how y'all have online everything. Everything is at your fingertips with information. To understand who the good vendors are, you need to be in some type of community. Now, my community, I give you guys the vendors. I give you guys the vendors. I give you guys the numbers. I give you guys word for word scripts of what to say when you talk to these vendors. I give you guys everything in the community. So you have to make sure that you are in a community of people who have been in this industry so that they can point you in the right direction on the real vendors. Because y'all, I did not know the real deal Holyfield vendors. I spent $20,000. I share this information freely. I spent $20,000 with the wrong vendors with the wrong inventory when I first got started. Because you just don't know what you don't know. Right? So you want to get into a community where you can have conversations with different owners. And I have a free Facebook group, by the way, y'all. It's called the Black Beauty Supply Power Circle group. Y'all can join that free group. But if y'all want the real vendors from me personally, you want to join my inner circle group. Okay. You want to join my inner circle mastermind group. Let's see what other questions we have here. Let's see. We talked about competition, right? We not outpricing Amazon. Okay. We don't play pricing games as Black-owned beauty supply stores. That's our rule. We don't compete on price. We compete on experience. Hey, that's a whole bar. We do not compete on price. We compete on experience. We compete on relationships. Ain't nobody having a better relationship with a Black woman than a Black woman. That's just what I feel. You can argue with me about it in the comments. I'm just telling you, for my store, you're not going to out relationship me. You're not going to out experience me. You're not doing it. Not if my name is on the storefront. You're not going to know all my customers by name like me. I knew all of my customers by name. And that's because that's just naturally who I was. But I learned later on that's really a marketing tactic, is people want to hear their name. There's a song, everybody wants to go when everyone knows their name. Something like that. People want to go where people know their name. They want to shop. And when someone calls you by it, you just feel a sense of loyalty when you know my name. You just feel that sense of loyalty. And it just feels like family. It just feels like family. Okay. Knowing the regulars by name, knowing or remembering their last purchase, remembering what they like and what they don't like that is something that other people cannot do the way we can do it. It's just not. This is why I'm saying we can compete on experience and relationship. You cannot replace that with AI. You cannot replace that with online shopping or free shipping or on any of the other things. It cannot be replaced. Okay. So a quick recap, because we talked a lot about competition. We talked about pricing. We talked about stuff like that. We are not going to be cutting our prices for fear, for competition, right? We are going to price based on the value that we are giving our customers. We are going to be using our existing VIP customers to drive more traffic to our beauty supply stores, right? We understand we have a 90-day inventory rule. The Retail Genius told us there's a 90-day inventory formula. So we understand at the time frame in which we need to liquidate, discount, or cut dead inventory. All right. And these types of topics and conversations are the type of things that we discuss and we go deeper on inside my Beauty Supply Bootcamp Inner Circle, which is my 12-month mastermind, where I walk you guys through A to Z on how to open your very own beauty supply store. Right now, we have our August cohort open, and it's been open for an entire week. We are closing down the cohort for August this Wednesday. Okay. So if you're someone who is interested in joining our August cohort, I want you to DM me and say, hey, I'm interested in joining your August cohort. I want to join. DM me the word cohort. DM me the word cohort and I'll get you in there. But y'all, this is exactly what we talk about on the calls. This is exactly what I walk you guys through step by step every single week. We go through the funding process. We go through getting your licenses and permits. We are going through how to get fundable, how to get funded, right? A lot of our clients get funded at least 6 figures for their beauty supply store. We walk you guys through how to look at the locations, how to understand what size store you should invest in, how to understand what area is the best area for you to invest in, how to set up your systems, your point of sale system, how to get vendors, right? We talked about that tonight. The best way to get vendors, how to get inventory, how to price your inventory, right? How to set up your store so that you don't need to be there 24/7, right? Working in the business versus on the business. It's a complete difference, right? How to then launch your store once it's set up with those systems, right? How to launch your store and make money day one, having multiple streams of income from one business, not multiple businesses, multiple streams of income from your one beauty supply business. I teach you guys the different profit centers and what makes the most sense now in 2026 when AI and technology is taking over. How to implement that into your business so that you can also make money off of AI and technology. as an additional stream of income in your beauty supply business, right? So we go through all that in our Inner Circle Mastermind, and it's lit in there, and we have good conversations, and we meet quarterly in Atlanta, Georgia. Every quarter we have our retreats, our client only retreats, where we get away from the family, we get away from the kids, we get away from the job, and we work on our business all weekend. So this is a mastermind you can't find anywhere. It's an experience. Because we talked about experience. It's an experience that you can't get anywhere. So if that is something that interests you guys, DM me the word mastermind, DM me the word cohort, and I will send you the link so that you guys can join our August cohort. Well, I'm excited for August. It was a very good month for me. July was fire. Hold on, I got some questions here. So in terms of opening a beauty supply store, I don't ever suggest anybody go online. Never, never. The experience is with our brick and mortar space. People can only catch that experience in person. They can't catch that on Amazon or online. So, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. So I always suggest you guys, if you're going to do this, go straight to the brick and mortar. I never, ever suggest anybody go online first, because what people believe is like, oh, I'm going to make money online and then I'm going to save enough to open my store. It don't ever work out. Okay. So I'm going to save you a lot of time and heartache. If you want to do this, you get your money up and you open a brick and mortar space. It is expensive in most places. Some places expensive, some places it's not. But you want to just make sure that you have a good location that has high traffic and high visibility. High traffic and high visibility. I never would tell anybody to try to go someplace inexpensive that has less traffic and less visibility, because you're going to wind up paying more in marketing so people can just know that your store is there. So you got to pay. We got to pay. It's business. We got to pay. We got to invest. And so what I would suggest you guys to do is have an investor's mindset. Look at your return on investment versus cost. Because when you're looking at cost, you're still stuck in a 9-to-5 mindset. When you're looking at the return on investment, so if I invest in a high traffic area that may be expensive, but it's high traffic, I'm going to get more people. I'm going to make more money. It's a different mindset. So when you're coming into this business, you want to make sure that you have the proper return on investment type of mindset, where you're always calculating, if I pay X amount for this location, what could that return on investment potentially look like? You want to go to an area that is high traffic. You want to go to an area where you see Black women shopping, Black women working, Black women living. One of the three. Or all three would be great. All three would be great. But that's how you go about getting a location, because location is still king in 2026. All right, that's my last gem for y'all today. Join my Inner Circle, y'all. We are closing down registration on Wednesday. Join the Inner Circle. DM me the word mastermind. DM me the word cohort, and I'll send you a link for you to join our next cohort, because we're opening 100 Black-owned beauty supply stores, and it's not slowing down. I'll tell y'all, the Black wealth transfer is here. You want to make sure that you are a part of it, and that you didn't just witness other people creating generational wealth. You want to be able to say in your 80s and 90s to your grandchildren that you are a part of it. All right. So I'm out, guys. I will see you guys. Have a good night. Bye.